Supreme Warlord Krivash watched the human colony from his flagship's bridge, mandibles clicking with satisfaction. The declaration of war had been transmitted 3 solar cycles ago. The humans had 72 hours to surrender or face annihilation. That deadline had passed. Begin orbital bombardment, he commanded. The first salvo of plasma torpedoes streaked toward the colony of New Harmony. Krivash expected panic, evacuation attempts, perhaps a desperate plea for mercy. Instead, his sensors detected something baffling. The colony's shields had activated, and civilian transports were staying on the ground? Sir, his tactical officer reported, confusion evident in his voice clicks. The humans are broadcasting on open channels. They're laughing? The main view screen flickered to life. A middle-aged human woman in what appeared to be civilian clothes stood before the camera, a beverage in her hand. Hey there, Krivash, she said casually. I'm Governor Patricia Wells. Just wanted to let you know, we got your war declaration. Pretty aggressive opener there. Krivash's translator struggled with her tone. Was this sarcasm? Fear? Insanity? We're going to handle this the human way, Wells continued. See, New Harmony is primarily settled by folks from Earth's military families. Marines, Navy, Army, all branches. Most of us are retired, but... She grinned. We've been pretty bored lately. Your timing is actually perfect. This is absurd. Krivash roared. You face the combined might of the Dracoth Armada. Surrender or... Yeah, annihilation, we got it. Wells took a sip of her drink. Here's the thing, we just activated Colonial Defense Protocol. Know what that means? Every colonist over 18 just got conscripted. We've got about 40,000 people down here, and roughly 35,000 of them are trained combat veterans. She leaned closer to the camera. Warlord, you didn't declare war on a colony. You declared war on the largest concentration of retired human warfighters in known space. We built this colony specifically as a retirement community for soldiers. Krivash felt his blood chill, but he pressed forward with the assault. His ground forces, 12,000 elite Dracoth shock troops, landed at dawn. They lasted 4 hours. The civilians fought like nothing Krivash had ever encountered. Grandmothers with sniper rifles picked off his officers from impossible distances. Old men with gray hair materialized from the forests, armed with improvised explosives that shouldn't exist. A human in a hover chair, had somehow disabled 3 armored vehicles. His troops were calling for extraction, something that had never happened in Dracoth military history. Sir, his communications officer whispered, the humans are broadcasting again. Governor Wells reappeared, now wearing combat armor covered in what Krivash hoped wasn't actual blood. Thanks for the workout, Warlord, she said cheerfully. It's been 5 years since most of us saw real action. The younger folks especially appreciated it, good training for them. She gestured behind her, where human fighters of various ages were quite literally taking selfies with captured Dracoth equipment. One of our teenagers, 17 years old, never been in combat before, took out 6 of your mechs. Kid's mom is already bragging about it at the community center. Krivash found his voice. This isn't possible. We're a warrior race. We've conquered 40 systems. Yeah, we checked your record. Wells pulled up a datapad. 40 systems, mostly populated by peaceful species with minimal military infrastructure. Warlord, you know what humans call a species that only picks fights with weaker opponents? She smiled, and Krivash finally understood true fear. Bullies. And we really don't like bullies. The governor's expression hardened. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to retreat. You're going to return to those 40 systems and apologize. And you're going to pray we don't decide to make this a real war instead of just training exercises for our kids. And if we refuse? Then Earth's actual military gets involved, and trust me, you don't want that. We're the retirement community, warlord. We're the ones who got too old for active duty. Krivash ordered the retreat within the hour. Back on New Harmony, Governor Wells returned to her morning coffee, already composing the after-action report. Rating: moderate exercise. Suitable for beginners. Would recommend for youth training programs.